And here we are, everybody. New channel. New channel for us. Hello, all of Dork Tales.
Hello.
What up, dorks?
This is the Black Royal Regatta Decennium. And as we usually do, Rook, hit us with a bit of a longer recap than usual, I guess.
Hello, Dork Tales. Last week, our magnificent bastards of the Ashwood Abbey flashed back to attending Nora's Galleria, featuring the photographs that contain moving ghosts in them from the entities that they had defeated the prior week, or the 2 weeks prior. Except for Nathan, who was still in the hospital at the time, the whole cell helped with setting up the event. A distinguished visitor appeared, Grayson Baxter, who is a high-ranking member of the Edinburgh, Scotland branch of the Abbey. He had come to check on the Londoners since communications had not passed between the 2 chapters in some time. Towards the end of the evening, he hinted to Nora that she might at some time get a promotion. And then he took his leave. Coming back to the present day, where most of the cell were frozen in time with a rocket-propelled grenade streaking towards them in a car, Cecil managed to dodge that rocket and wheeled the car around to charge at the group of people who had fired it at them. Using the car as a weapon, he hit 3 of them and knocked them down. The cell piled out of the car, and things went quite dark quite fast, as Rick killed 2, Vanessa wrestled 1 into submission, and Cecil knocked out and dragged 1 who had been injured by the rocket's backblast. The cell piled the corpses and the captives into the car with them and took off to the country club, where the interrogations began. Rick led those, as Rick does, and alternated between electronically investigating the phones and the contacts and the identities of the captives, the interrogatees, and with the other piece that he alternated it with was, the interrogation. Skip over those details. The connection through the interrogation and the electronic investigation was made to Jasper, another member of the Ashwood Abbey, the only member of the cell that we had killed and captured who was not present, who had been made a fool of by Vanessa while he was drunk at a previous party. While the cell was discussing what to do about Jasper, they all received a text message from Oliver Cullen, the Vasco MI5 lieutenant, who wanted to set up a meeting about Jasper, since, of course, Cullen was listening into the cell's conversation like a psychic police officer does. Victor received a call from one of his police contacts and was informed that the robbery at his manor was connected to a dive bar called Deerfoot. All of the employees were arrested and awaiting trial for related charges, but the investigation was still ongoing. And a peek behind the curtain for those of you who hadn't been here for that robbery, it was instigated by Rick, because Victor let a werebear go, and in fact provided the werebearer and his fiancée with a briefcase full of cash so that they could go start a life somewhere else and not get hunted to death. Vanessa, who we recently discovered has amnesia, though I'm sure she knew that before then, but she recently told the cell that she has amnesia, continued her investigation into said amnesia and how it was connected to Ireland and Cernunnos with Nora's assistance. Cecil was not able to mentally deal with having a rocket fired at him and the accompanying murders and the accompanying interrogations, and did not participate in said interrogations. And as soon as possible, he left to hide in abandoned places in the city, but he also did some light research about a statuette that he had found traces of through shipping manifests in an abandoned warehouse. And The leads to that statuette points towards, he thinks, Maximilian Strauss, who is the head of the London chapter of the Ashwood Abbey, who has not been communicating with the other chapters of the Abbey. Cecil didn't pursue that any further on his own and continued to stay out of sight in Neverland.
So, with all that being said and done, I feel like it's time to go ahead and pick up with the rest of the group. As you... I believe the terminology was prepared for dinner with Oliver Collin.
Yes. There was some dinner plans that needed to be made. Though I think in this case, Victor might suggest reconvening at his manor for those that want any part to play in setting up a dinner party with our Vascu agents. But he's not going to behold anyone to join him on that endeavor that doesn't care to be involved, I should say.
Vanessa will let you do you. She probably won't help you with getting dinner ready or anything. It's not really in her nature.
I am concerned that there will be tentacles in this dinner again.
Possibly.
There's not any vampire
bugs.
blood there, so of course Vanessa doesn't want to be there.
I'd worry more about bugs than tentacles. Maybe we should do a salad, some nice leafy greens.
Nathan's not the best when it comes to setting up a party like that. He hires other people to do that for him, so.
Well, I'm sure Victor would handle it perfectly.
In that case, I think Victor will leave you guys to your devices and try and get in touch with a contact of his to catch up, per se. And as he's going to make his way back to the Delacroix estate and give our good acquaintance a call. Invite him over for a meal to chat and catch up.
When did you say Colin or Quinn there? Sorry.
A Quinn, our possessed fellow.
Quinn, as he kind of answers the phone, he goes, Victor, I'm assuming things are ready on your end.
Indeed. I've found a lovely place, really. I think you'll enjoy it. They have some, shall we say, unique opportunities available. Some exciting new things to try.
I will, of course, be there as soon as possible. Just give me a date and a time.
I'll I'll send you the an invite later once I've finalized the details per se. But glad to have you for dinner.
Well, you kind of hear him somewhat pause. It's almost as if he's unsure what to say. I suppose we'll see how this all goes.
Yes. It is, shall we say, the meal might be a little more akin to finger food. Things could get messy.
I shall bring appropriate attire, then. I would not want to get anything on my good suit.
Yes, that would be a prudent decision, I think. Just in case.
Just in case, of course. And with that, Quinn hangs up the phone as he goes forward with his own plans, as it were. Victor is going to retire back to the manor, correct?
Yes, make some arrangements. Find a reasonable, shall we say, accord with our agents. Get everything, shall we say, set up. Find a nice private area to meet. Find the ideal locale and get that all arranged.
That doesn't take too long. And before you know it, the time, date, and location are set. The location, of course, being the place where you first met. That lovely encounter. The time
Very
is
meaningful.
The time is in the evening, 7 p.m. Always allowing for a little bit of wiggle room just in case people have earlier engagements and they need a little extra time. And the date, they left up to you. How far in the future is this going to be?
That's a good question. How is everyone's condition? Or do we still have some lingering injuries from previous encounters? Do we need a bit of time just in case?
Look at you, Puda.
Yes, looking at me. How long's it been since the hospital?
There's been no time difference since essentially when the rocket was shot at
When
you.
the rocket was fired, so...
And that happened
Like,
right as you got out of the hospital.
Yeah. I think I was at 2 or 3 ag, right?
Yeah, you're pretty hurt.
Yeah.
Can't keep them waiting too long.
I mean, that's fine. I don't foresee this coming down to fisticuffs.
Hopefully not, but
Hopefully not.
one must always be prepared. You never know what someone might get up to.
Yeah, I do kind of want to meet these guys because I haven't met either of them yet. But at the same time, if you'd prefer me looking in through a window from, say, half a mile away...
Yeah. It's a possibility, but odds are they might find your absence concerning. And it seems they are quite capable of finding people. It may give the wrong impression, perhaps.
That's fair, I suppose. Could also be a show of confidence to show up injured.
Perhaps, yes. But what are scars if not a badge of honor of battles won and survived?
Exactly. All right, cool. Count me in. I'll be there.
Excellent. Good to have you on board.
So, how exactly long are we waiting, though? I believe that was the
the original question.
Yes.
What is the time frame for aggravate? Is it one?
It's 1 week per ag.
Yeah, I think that's probably about as far as I'd want to put this off. But still probably within a reasonable time frame. So let's go for a week.
1 week. All right. Good. Just wanted to get that last little detail nailed out there. So, during this week, what is everybody else doing? Victor's obviously making preparations, making sure nothing goes off without a hitch.
If there are no requirements for Cecil's presence, he's going to stay gone.
Ghosted?
I mean, he's not out of contact, but he's not coming around to visit anybody either.
I think Vanessa will do some digging in on this. I wasn't Kuna. Serenosa being that came across her radar during this week.
All right.
I feel intelligence and occult would be appropriate.
That is certainly one way to go about it. I don't think your academics is higher, because academics also could fit in here. This is not...
No, I don't have any academics whatsoever, so I'm going to try to avoid that.
Okay, fair enough.
I feel like this would be like an extended roll. How long do you reckon for each roll? Or do you just want to have me roll a single roll?
Well, okay. Let me phrase the question a little differently. What exact information are you trying to find out here? Because a quick Google search is going to bring up a bunch of surface level information from Wikipedia, etc. So that honestly wouldn't even require a roll in this situation.
I could just do that myself. Yeah. What Vanessa's trying to get most of all is just trying to try to find something to jog her memory even more. Like, she's found a thread here, and she doesn't know exactly what she's looking for, but she wants to try to unravel this mystery that's going in her head and find something that'll give it another kick.
All right, so yeah, just go ahead and I guess give me intelligence plus occult for right now.
2 successes. I'm really lucky with that. I had 3 dice. Ooh.
2 successes. As stated, you're not really doing a deep internet search. That is not Vanessa's forte, honestly.
No. Having to read things and look things up, she's really out of her comfort zone here.
So essentially, she is on the Wikipedia page, looking up information, the iconograph, or icon. I cannot say that word today.
Iconography.
Thank you. And some of the symbols does bring something to mind. Go ahead and give me this is going to be resolve composure here. Because you're getting a memory no matter what. It's just going to be your reaction to the memory that's going to matter here.
2 successes.
2 successes. All right. The memory slowly starts coming. You remember that room in the house. You hear voices talking. Yeah, we'll just hide the bags here. It'll be pretty easy to come back up here. Vanessa, you said that this house belongs to you or something, right? You kind of hear a voice. You hear your own voice. Yeah, I'm not gonna rent it out to anybody anytime soon. It'll be fine. And the very next moment, you remember turning back and seeing a mirror. And somebody that is not you in the mirror, nor anybody around you. This individual looks like what you would think a tribal looks like if tribals were clad in iron or metal of some sort. And with one grand gesture, this thing brings its fist back and slams it on what would appear to be the inside of the mirror. And the mirror shatters outwards. And the memory, you remember pain and blood.
Okay.
But that is all that comes from that memory. Parts of your body, you don't know why, but they hurt. They hurt like they've been hit with a veritable shower of shrapnel glass.
I think Vanessa's gonna sit on that for a while, and maybe like after like a few hours, she starts looking into perhaps purchasing a suit of medieval like plate mail fitted for her.
All right.
Yeah.
Rick.
Yes, sir. Rick is a hunting. Rick's hunting Jasper.
Oh. Go ahead and give me a.
He's gonna take everything he learned from those interrogations, put everything together with everything, all the other stuff that he knows how to do, and do everything he can to find him. He sets the investigation on the Decennium and everything aside for a week or so because this guy had a rocket shot at me.
So, go ahead and give me a intelligence plus investigation. As this is going to be some actual detective footwork here.
Roll 20 just signed me out, made me refresh and sign me out, so 1 second.
Always happens to the best of us.
Alright, I'm back in. bringing up a character sheet. All right, so we're doing wits and what?
Intelligence plus investigation.
Ooh.
I know intelligence is a good roll for you. I don't remember investigation.
I am not trained because I normally lean on like social for that, like the persuasion engineering, because I normally do my investigations via like navigating people and bouncing contact to contact rather than like paperwork style stuff. So since that's -3, I guess I'll spend some willpower to net that out.
Yeah.
And then I will roll 5 dice.
Two successes.
And I'll take 2 successes.
You absolutely will. So, do you want the good news or the bad news first?
I don't know. Which one would he find first?
You would find both around the same time. That's why I'm giving you the option here.
All right, let's take the bad first.
The bad news.
I don't.
Jasper has gone to ground. No, you frequented all the places that he's been. All of his favored haunts, as it were. He seems to be somewhat of a creature of comfort. But nobody has seen him. From roughly about 4 days before the incident to now.
Okay.
However, they do let you know a bit of information that you're not gonna like.
Oh, are we not to the good news yet?
This is technically the good news. It's just news you're not gonna like. It's good news in the fact that you've heard about it now.
Okay.
Jasper very much is a talker. And once he's had 1 to 2 shots, maybe, of some particularly strong alcohol, he starts talking about things that he probably shouldn't. And the people at these locations have overheard certain things.
Okay.
Something about a fire that's an arson attempt that's going to be happening at the Crawford family home, that he plans on calling the police on a bunch of stored weaponry at one Hyde Park, and then a house that is very near the River Thames that he has a car bomb planted out in front of.
Okay. Okay.
The good news,
So
as
you
stated,
don't-
is you've heard about this now rather than when these things go down.
Surprised he knows where I live. That's kind of impressive considering most of the people that live there, like shelves of shelves of shelves, own it.
He also listed, obviously, the Crawford's family house, which you are very well aware with, and you're also, I would say, you are very aware of where Nora lives, very close to the River Thames.
And which one is in which place again?
The car bomb is the one that's, if you had to make a very educated guess, there's a car bomb planted out front of Nora's house. And
Okay.
there's going to be an arson attempt on Nathan's family home. The police are just being called on you, it seems like.
Yeah, for all the good that'll do. Okay.
Gonna swat you like a 12-year-old.
Yeah. All of Rick's weaponry is licensed because he's rich. It'll be annoying, but I will. Do I have a timeline on like the SWAT and arson things?
Unfortunately, that much. He seems to at least have been somewhat aware of his mouth, and he clammed up. So there is no timeline. You just know that these events, he expects to do. Maybe he doesn't expect to do them himself, but he certainly has plans to have them done.
Okay. Other than notifying people, like it'll be like as soon as I find out each of them, like it'll be a text to Nathan, family home, desperate idiot, put eyes on, fire possible, and then I will text like my valet and my pilot and have anything that might be considered incriminating basically just loaded in the helicopter and flown off and taken elsewhere, leaving some weaponry, but the ones that are like not too extreme, even though it's all licensed, I don't want to have to deal with everything. So I'll leave a few things that are like not my super fancy gun that I keep on me, but like a basic 9mm self-defense and you know, like a basic self-defense like shotgun that are well licensed, so I can be like, yeah, I have a couple guns, they're right here, kind of deal. Headed to Nora's immediately, texting Nora and Cecil saying, Nora, stay away from vehicles, don't go outside, and then I'll text Cecil and be like, and just say, Nora's car bomb, unlit, no time. And then I'm going to kind of consider those things handled, I think. I'll probably still make my way to I'll make my way to Nora's immediately, probably, and you know, ask Nathan to see if he can get guys to put eyes on in all these locations, because he has maybe gone to ground up to this point, but you don't put these things together. I mean, like a SWAT call is a SWAT call, but when that SWAT call comes in, I'll let Victor know that SWAT call is inbound, so that he can potentially make a call to his friend in the police to put a filter up for that call and be looking for it, so it can flag the person. That'll be his request to Victor, and then the bomb thing. So one of Rick's like super specialties, kind of like what his business is based on, really, is you know, gadgeteering essentially, and building weaponry and that sort of stuff. The kind of things that you would need to build a car bomb, I imagine are not quite so easily as accessible in the UK as they are back home in Rick's back home in good old Georgia.
Oh, you mean the United States, where this guy just came from? Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, take you know, so, but putting eyes on around Nora's, and then I think the follow-up, I don't know how long this piece of the investigation took, if it was the whole week or if it was a few days.
This would have only been a few days.
Okay. So the follow-up on that is going to be like, he may have been gone to ground, but he didn't do all this while he didn't prep an arson and basically bar hop and and build a car bomb to plant without leaving some additional trails. So Rick is going to start talking to the people he knows in town that may have been gone to for some of the pieces of this equipment, and use that as the next thread to pull.
I also want to ask Rick a very important question. Outside of obviously bailing out the owner of the Deerfoot, how has Rick been dealing with the loss of the Deerfoot?
Distance. He is not happy about this. This place was very important to him. Not just as like an information broker hub, a place where he could like go and get what he needed and stuff, but as much as he doesn't like where he came from and enjoys where he's at much more, there's still kind of it was still very reminiscent of home, and reminded him, helped ground him and remind him who, like, kind of, who he used to be, so he didn't get... It played an important role in kind of keeping him grounded in that way. So on there's a lot, like, I would say, like, stoic sorrow there, but also a lot of anger, because the guys that run this place are supposed to be better at what they do than this. And so someone messed up badly for a roll up on this place of this size. And he doesn't know exactly who or what yet, but he's not going to handle that well. That'll be a thread also.
I was gonna ask, is that something he wants to look into?
He will, but he needs to handle. So he's got people that he's got someone who's done a thing, and are probably not going to do more things, that he needs to make sure know the seriousness of the thing they've done to him. But then on the other hand, he's got a desperate idiot with nothing to lose who's willing to keep clawing. So that one's the priority now, because as bad as he wants to deal with the loss of that place, he is an intellectual above. He's intellectual more than he is emotional. So I think he would temporarily, especially with kind of soldier background and a couple of his, I wanted to call them edges because I've been so deep in the thing, merits.
Yeah.
With a couple of his merits, I think compartmentalization and prioritization are not above him. So that's gonna wait for the next step, and he's gonna keep pushing for Jasper so he can close that and not have some desperate
lunatic.
Wolverine at his back, lunatic at his back. Yeah, he's gonna handle that, because that's a risk to the team, and that's not okay with Rick.
So,
but yeah, the owner of the Deerfoot and anyone else of like ranked import, shells of shells of shells of shells, hire lawyers. Shells of shells in other countries that are shells in other countries, rolling in and out from like Russia to there, here and there and back again, where it's just absolutely a convoluted Gordian knot of unravelable political shell games. Will not only build them out, but provide them with, fantastically expensive lawyers.
Nora, you've just been informed by Rick to stay inside your home because there might be some sort of improvised explosive device outside your house.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing?
I just need to remind you that his message sound is a fart noise. So for a serious message like that come from a fart noise is pretty hilarious to me. But I'm just gonna actually listen to him this time. I'm gonna send him an emoji that's like an eye rolling emoji, and that's all I'm gonna reply to the text. is eye rolly emoji, and I'm gonna go check on Anna because I'm probably home. If we're not doing anything with the group, I'm just surfing the web. So I'll go to Anna and tell her. She doesn't really leave the house anyway because she's blind. So I'm like, all right, we're just gonna stay in and not do anything stupid, but I am gonna see if I can get some drones outside and see if I can find this car bomb.
Not gonna be too hard.
If you can spot someone setting it and get some facial pictures that I can start running through like recognition databases and stuff like that,
Yeah.
that would be fantastic.
Yeah. What do I have to roll for that?
Honestly, in this case, you're in a very controlled setting. There's no way you're not gonna have time to do something like this. I don't see a reason to make you roll. However, well, Nana might be okay with not going out. Catherine, or was it Catherine? Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Yes, it was Elizabeth.
The kid. No, it's the kid.
The kid.
The kid. Elizabeth is sighing and groaning at being kept inside. She wants.
Like, girl, grow up. You were living in the streets like a month ago, and now you're complaining that you're in comfort and have everything provided for you. Come on.
But I want to go out and do something.
Fine. If you explode, that's on you. Like,
Explode?
yeah, I feel like I filled her in on there's likely a car bomb outside because of the whole supernatural stuff we deal with.
All right.
And fine,
was-
if you want to go outside and face the car bomb, like, you're an adult.
No.
No.
No, she's not.
She's her own person. I'm not your mom.
Only because
I
her
can't
parents are
keep
dead.
her. Yeah, I can't keep her. I'm not your mom. I'm not your real mom. You know, like.
You're legally an adult. Deal with it.
Legally an adult.
How old is she again? 16, right?
I think so.
I think
Ish.
if your parents died that age, like there's like some kind of law that.
I think you have to
Cecil.
apply for it. I don't know.
Didn't Macaulay Culkin divorce his parents at 16?
I don't know. We can go back to talking about Georgia laws, but
Cecil.
sorry, Georgia listeners. Love y'all.
You've received a text message from Rick.
Yeah. Remind me what that text message said again? Like, it specifically said the car bomb was in front of Nora's.
Yeah, basically said, put eyes on Nora's place. High likelihood someone drops car bomb, plants car bomb.
Okay. Because, lest we forget, Cecil's apartment is also on the Thames.
Mm-hmm.
And between the two of them, Cecil and Nora, Cecil is the one who's known for his cars more than she is. So Cecil's going to take a minute and be like, so if someone's going to the extent of putting car bombs for our cell, that might also include my cars. So Cecil's going to get, he's going to, get a cab or an Uber or something to get himself over there. Because one problem at a time. Better for grouped up.
So, I'm gonna say at this point, a week goes by. Nothing's happened. Cecil, you've kept watch over Nora's house. Nora, you've been kept inside with Nana for a week. Nothing's happened. Vanessa has probably removed her computer from the wall and thrown it out the window because she's annoyed with it.
Yeah. Why won't you tell me what I want to know? Ah!
Nathan?
Nathan, he'll thought of ag. But as for doing things, for like IEDs, he doesn't have direct experience as far as dealing with those, but he knows people who do. He's got other allies with military backgrounds, so he can call a guy with a dog and start sniffing if necessary. Keep the eyes and nose to the ground. And as for his own problems at the family estate, I wonder how good the house insurance is. If I can just have nobody be there.
Collect the insurance.
Like the insurance, yeah. It is a really nice house, though.
You can build a nicer one.
Yes, I can. And he rarely uses that one anymore anyway. Like,
That's
it
where
was
Chloe
mainly for
lives.
big parties. Huh?
This is the family home where Chloe lives.
Oh, so it's the house, not the estate.
Yes, sorry.
Oh.
I kept saying family home. I might have said estate
Yeah.
once, sorry.
Okay, it's the house. Gotcha. Okay. That's completely different. Completely different situation.
That's
Okay. I mean, insurance would still apply, but now there's memories involved. Okay.
And also, just like your daughter likes it.
Yeah, that's part of the positive memories he wants to
Which is
keep her having. Yes.
puzzling for Cecil because that's the house that a large chunk of her shoulder was bitten by a frickin' strigoi.
That also happened. Yes. There are too many more good memories than bad memories in that house. Okay, so Nathan's gonna try and save the house. But
And
there's no
you could set a trap, actually.
good. Yes.
That was kind of why Rick was like, put eyes on, put some men around it, be prepared.
Home Alone this stuff. Get like a
I mean-
paint can on like a swing or something.
If the paint can on the swing was part of like a Rube Goldberg machine that then
Oh.
put a small drone launched missile into somebody's face.
there we go.
Yes, exactly. So Nathan is, he's gonna put his own group's eyes on the area around the house. Track everyone who comes and goes. He's not going to mention the danger to Chloe because he doesn't want to worry her. So he's going to he needs to find an excuse to keep her out of the house for an unknown amount of time, though.
Send her to summer camp.
Spray
Is it-
for bugs, repainting on the inside.
There you go.
Renovation time, apparently.
Yeah, renovation sounds doable. There are some minor things here and there that could be redone. And while they're doing that, he could also do some personal upgrades of the house. Yeah. So he'll put her up in a hotel, out of the way, paid for with a black card because he doesn't want his name on it. to track.
All right. Similar thing, as workers slowly begin to come in during that week. Nothing. I do this specifically because Victor, where would you be roughly 30 minutes before the meeting starts?
I imagine given traffic, probably making my way there. We're getting ready to leave.
All right. With that bit of information, we begin to receive an incoming call.
I don't exactly have most time for this, but I suppose Victor will take it.
The number, as you look at your phone, is Claire's.
It's a bit odd. We're not exactly the closest of associates. But yeah, let's answer. Let's see. It's been a while.
As the line clicks over, roll me a perception.
Sure. Let's see here. And composure. One success.
You hear a very muffled voice say, "Speak." Victor, hey, it's Claire. It's been a while.
Yes, it has.
So, you know that, she doesn't really even wait for you to finish your sentence before she starts back in. So you know that thing from a while ago, that you helped me with?
Oh, yes. Do continue.
So, this guy found it, and then he found me, and, we're now all in the same building together.
Ah, that is unfortunate.
Yeah, the other guy's holding the phone right now. He kind of knocked me out while I was on the street. Yeah.
Could you be a dear and put him on the phone?
You hear her voice kind of trail off a little bit, and as she obviously turns her head away from the phone, he wants to speak with you. You hear what sounds like movement from the phone, as you assume it's being put up to an ear. No voice comes over the line.
Hello. What do I owe the pleasure of this conversation?
Dead silence, except for a little bit of breathing you can hear.
I'm afraid this isn't very productive of either of our times. You can either illuminate me on the situation, what it is that you're calling about. I say something, anything.
Probably a minute goes by. If you don't hang up within that minute, he finally does speak. It's a voice you recognize. It's Jasper's. The house, or I shouldn't call this place a house. This location is warded. That creature is bound and confused to this location now. It's a gigantic fun house for him. That being the case, though, tick-tock. And the line goes dead.
Maybe to remind the audience, why don't you give us a reminder who Claire is? Not for me, like, I totally remember who Claire is.
Totally. Asking for a friend.
You actually, none of you would.
I don't think this is. I think this is background stuff. I don't think we've been introduced. Yeah.
Yes, this happens to be one of Victor's touchstones. A citizen that he had saved from a previous hunt that he's been kind of taking care of in the background, giving her a place to stay, a job, that sort of thing. More or less the damaged sort of goods that he kind of feels bad about and has been trying to take some care of her.
So, Storyteller, the information Rick got only took a few days. You said about a week went by, and Rick understands what counterintelligence and stuff is. So especially if a couple days went by, but he was continuing to follow that thread and not taking part in setting up the eyes, specifically just in case that those were decoys and stuff, and was continuing to push for that while everyone else kept track on the threats. So would he made enough progress on anything in that time?
I did specifically say that Jesper went to ground. He kept his head down. This is the first time in that entire time frame that anybody's heard or even seen him.
Okay.
And because I know it's going to get mentioned here, that was 100% a burner phone.
Figured.
Now, Victor, you got kind of a time crunch here on two ends of a stick here.
Indeed. I think this is going to make things interesting. But Victor's not going to take the bait on this. There's no guarantee that, this is fairly obvious, a trap. It could very well be that I arrive at this location and she's not there, and it's just rigged with explosives. Who knows? But I think there might be some people that might know, or at least have the capacity to find out where he is and have a vested interest in this fellow. And which puts an interesting damper on our unexpected guest. But I think at this point, Victor's going to try and keep things together, and swallow his pride and attempt to work with our friends across the aisle on this issue. A very awkward dinner conversation, and with that, Victor is going to push things ahead of schedule a bit, and make his way towards the meeting, and I don't Yes. You know what? I think Victor will risk it. I don't think if Jasper wants to wage some sort of confrontation, I don't think that he's going to jump to that right away, or anything necessarily drastic right away. That would ruin the fun. If Victor can get into that headspace, he imagines that Jasper would want to see something happen, and he's going to take that wager and try and forge ahead with this meeting, and hopefully get some sort of help from our friends, and try and salvage the situation with our other interested party. Because there hasn't been a lot of communication on that regard, mostly because of people listening in on the line. So it's going to be a very, very rushed and awkward conversation. But let's get to it.
All right, so Victor, you still show up on time. You're not late by any stretch. You're maybe a little later than you would have hoped to have been. That phone call taking its sweet time, as it were. Everybody else has already arrived, with the exception of Oliver and Quinn. Though Oliver is not too far behind you, probably 2 minutes at the very most behind you, along with his fellow Vasco agents. Ah, good. You lead the way.
Who's
Oliver
speaking? Oliver at this moment. Yes, please follow me. And it'll kind of lead him to the back of this establishment, to a nice kind of secluded, little like private sort of reserved dining area. And he's probably made some arrangements, try and booked out the place more or less. Keep this as private as possible, and maybe has given the staff a bit of a heads up, shall we say. A notice of maintaining privacy, and generally trying to keep their nose out of our affairs, aside from providing meals, drinks, etc. Keep the service to a minimum and privacy to a maximum. But Victor will lead him to this room. Yes, and wait for everyone to gather and arrive before he, I guess, kicks this thing off.
Doesn't take long for everybody to get seated. The only one to not arrive is Quinn, because I'm sure you directed Quinn to wait a little bit.
Yes. To be fashionably late to the event. But we'll deal with that intrusion when we get to it, I guess.
Yes. Oliver does make a point. Empty chair. We still waiting for someone?
No. There's been a bit of a change of plans, unfortunately. Something I need to bring to your attention. I hate to be a bit abrupt, but some rather recent information has been revealed to me, and I think it's in everyone's best interest to get up to speed on this.
Rick's attention is immediately grabbed, and you can actually see like a bit of concern on his face, because if there are two things Victor is never, it's abrupt and forthcoming with information. And he's doing both of those things at once with people we don't trust in the room. So yeah, Rick, there's like a WTF and then a look of concern and then like stoicism.
Our mutual interest. I may have a lead on his location.
Excellent.
Oh.
We can keep this pretty short then.
Yes. Hopefully. The situation's a bit more complicated, however. He has a hostage.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise us, honestly.
And another wild card, perhaps. It could be an empty threat. It could be a real one. But there is the possibility that there is a entity of supernatural origin that is also in the same location.
Victor, I haven't been able to find this guy for a week and a half. What do you...
He's reached out to me just recently. A threat, I suppose you'd call it.
Interesting.
Has he sent you anything, that Oliver kind of speaks up. Has he sent you anything visual? Pictures, anything?
Nothing yet. I know the location, and Victor will kind of go through his phone quickly and kind of pull up, a map of the area and kind of, blow up the image a bit to show the location of this house. But no, I haven't had any visual communication with Jasper yet. Just a phone call.
And just so everybody knows, the area that Victor pulls up here is a segment of the UK called Canvey Island. It's a bit to the east of London. Very close to where the River Thames joins with the Greater English Channel.
That's not an island, that's a peninsula. Oh, wait. No. Oh, no, it's a peninsula. Wait, no.
Yes, no, what is it? You there?
No, it actually technically is an island, yeah.
It very technical.
Thin strip of water there.
Yeah, very
Just needs a
thin.
puddle.
So there are, because this was going to be, this is something that Rick's been kind of working on, and one of the reasons he's brought up facial recognition a few times, like getting pictures of him, which he has one of him, but it's probably not the British version of him. He's probably out in the woods, hunt, beard, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because so London has several thousand traffic cameras spread around all the major routes, and that's just the number of publicly available ones. That doesn't even count what's accessible by authorities.
Yes.
And that was, so now that we have an area where we have a high likelihood that he either is or has been, we have a small segment of those cameras that have a high likelihood of having caught him running through a traffic stop in the last week, potentially. Even more so if he had been drinking at any of these haunts or anything like that, or has been drinking anywhere and may have run a red light or anything like that and actually got snapped with like license footage and stuff, or tag footage and stuff. So that'll be, Rick suggests a way to maybe narrow the scope and the likelihood of whether or not he's there now or has been there at all. and also maybe give the our weird, strange friends here a jumping off point to do their thing.
Speaking of that, Oliver's just going to be like, request a photo. Hopefully there's a camera within that photo.
So it didn't happen.
It's not something that Oliver kind of continues to kind of explain himself a bit further. We have the ability to link into cameras that even we just remotely see. Now, theoretically, could we maybe tap into the actual camera he's using from the picture? You see Oliver kind of adjust himself as if to say, it might be possible, but it certainly would not be the easiest. If for some reason there's any sort of security camera, even if it's just partially in frame. And he kind of gestures over to one of the other agents with him. Our friend there should be able to link in and get you eyes on the entire complex, essentially.
You have a way to reach out, Victor?
I can make an attempt. There's no guarantee he'll respond. He wasn't exactly communicative. But I'll give it an attempt, and he will make a text message to that number, requesting a photo of Claire, that she is, to see if she is alive still.
You get
visual confirmation.
You actually get a text message back rather quickly. It is not a photograph. It literally just says, really, you're gonna keep the girl waiting an hour before you even try to check in on her? What kind of gentleman are you?
I'm not going to deign a response to that. I figured as much.
However, a few moments later, a picture does come up. It's not of Claire. It is a short video feed of this entity. It's hard to make out what exactly it is. But you see it move down the far end of a hallway, merge with the wall, and then you essentially see the wall ripple, as you would assume it moves along inside part of the wall. You're not quite sure. From what you know about the last time you encountered this thing, that definitely looks like it. And uses the same method of transportation that allows it to essentially get away from almost anything.
Victor will just kind of slide the phone across the table, kind of showing this video to the rest of them, and just kind of say, well, I have visual confirmation on our wild card.
You just hear Rick, I'm gonna kill him. So much.
So much killing of one guy.
So much.
I'm sorry.
We will pretend like we didn't hear that. We are officers of the law, but we cannot bolt your
Assumption.
Oliver kind of leans back in the chair. Screw it, I'm tired of talking like this. Honestly, I don't blame you. Kind of makes a gesture.
Yeah, he'd probably see Rick's face like gearing up to be like, I don't like the arrogance in Rick mixed with the loyalty, mixed with the situation. Like Rick was getting ready to give him like the I don't really give a shit what you believe or what you do or don't want to hear. Like I'm gonna kill this guy. You can be you know you can look the other way or you can help me or not. I don't care anymore. Like he's getting ready to, and then Oliver kind of drops the charade, and Rick's like, oh good, I don't have to go there.
So, with that bit of information, I am willing to flat out state he is completely, he has fallen.
What?
He's a ripper.
Ripper, slasher, whatever terminology you want to use, I don't give a flying crap. If he's actively using monsters to hunt people, like, at that point, you know, he's lost.
Yep.
And Oliver kind of looks across the table to see anybody's reaction, to see if there's confusion or any sort of surprise or anything of that nature.
Definitely not surprised since we're probably the ones that pushed him over the edge.
Making fun of him. Oh my god, we're just like the schoolyard bullies that pushed him too many times into the mud.
Like,
I think there was already a lot going on before we even arrived to this.
So we can do like a resolve composure or something, but like if he were to be able to read Rick's face, it would be like a no, yeah, this checks out, this makes sense, saw this coming, absolutely, yeah, no, I get it, clicks.
Cecil, Vanessa, Nora?
Vanessa really doesn't understand what this whole, like, falling thing is, but if it just means another person to kill, like, she doesn't mind.
It means that.
Oh, our magnificent bastards. Cecil is not at all surprised. I mean, the dude left his whole cell out to dry in an assassination attempt against us. So that he's pushing things even further is it's not a shock.
No, we need to put an end to this.
So I got a question for you here, Reverend. A week ago, my character was looking at trying to get plate armor. How quickly could I have gotten that?
You had stated specifically it was going to be custom made to you, correct?
It was going to be fitted to me, yeah.
Yeah, that generally means it has to be somewhat custom made, so you're still...
Yeah.
However,
I was just wondering...
through personal experience, I know people who make armor, and they have methods using modern techniques where they can make pre-made pieces that then just need small adjustments to be able to fit people the right way. So it's entirely possible, especially with the kind of money that she could throw around, that she could go to one of these private armorers and be like, I need a suit and I need it now, and they'd be like, yes ma'am.
Oh, jeez, you got a really nice critic at here.
Leave it to the historian.
Yeah, fair enough. I will go with personal experience there and what Rook said.
It won't be, hand hammered, pounded out, custom made armor, but it will be a high quality steel armor.
It's not going for that that authenticity bent.
But it will look authentic because that's what they do.
So, yes, you would have. I
was getting it for completely separate reasons, but this might be any good excuse as any.
Okay.
Test run.
Okay, there for a second, I thought Vanessa had showed up to this in the plate armor.
No, I did not do that.
This is my formal attire.
Clank, clank.
Clank, clank, clank. She was getting it for separate other purposes, but you know.
No, I got a thing to go to after this.
So,
Love it.
unfortunately, that video didn't contain any cameras. So, we're not going to be able to get visual eyes on everything.
But it was a feed of a camera.
I mean,
It doesn't work that way. Or is your guy just not good enough?
you need to calm yourself, Rick.
Rick smirks.
Before we end up having to put your name on a list somewhere.
Need I remind everyone that there is a hostage situation ongoing? Swift action on this would be prudent.
Agreed.
Where are we going?
We can stop waving our privates in the air anytime. And he kind of shoots a pointed glance over at Rick.
He never stops.
Can't stop, won't stop.
I can mobilize my unit to get there and start canvassing the area. You only have kind of a general area within what, roughly a city?
Ish.
It's gonna take a lot.
Victor,
It will take
Do you know
time.
what building this would be? Is there a building with special significance here? Or is it just close to where she was?
Yeah, do we know the specific building that this is
You
happening
would
in, or the
not,
general
no.
area?
You just know the general area from. Obviously, I'm going to kind of backtrack here and say that Rick probably did some of his investigation as soon as you revealed this and was able to get you at least a location of essentially the cell tower it bounced off of. So you would know the general location, not the exact building.
Was there any significant details in that video of the surroundings? Like the
Maybe-
building type? A
Or,
wall?
yeah, there's a
Is it
architecture
warehouse?
that may be unique to a particular neighborhood that would narrow a zone.
It definitely looked more like a warehouse, not a private home.
Okay. And what kind of district is this?
I mean, you mean like the city?
Wherever the location is, is it a warehouse district where it's going to be a pain to find, or is it mix? Is it mostly residential with
It's
a
a
little?
mix.
Okay.
It even has like a little amusement park called the Leisure Island Fun Park. Has a couple of yacht clubs.
Okay. So it's not a house. At least it's not likely to be a house.
I feel like this might be the excellent time for a tactic. I'm thinking the identification tactic, since that can like give us like locations of like lairs and like whatnot.
However, it's right when Vanessa gets ready to open her mouth that a waiter comes in. Mr. Delacroix?
Yes, dear. And then he'll just kind of say, just, excuse me for one moment, and step outside of the room to speak.
As you get ready to stand up, the other guest is here.
Oh, okay. Victor is going to just tell the young woman that our guest is a bit early, and tell the waitress that we still have some business here. We're not quite finished. Do you mind telling him to wait?
She kind of does. As you wish, sir. And she turns, shuts the door behind her. And I feel like with her doing that, I think we're gonna go ahead and take our little bit of mid-break here. We will see everybody 5-10 minutes roughly. Take care. And we are back. So, having sent away the waitress, Oliver kind of looks up. I thought you said we weren't expecting anybody else.
As I mentioned, plans had changed.
He said we were changing plans from what was expected because of the information about the hostage.
Well, somebody didn't get the memo, apparently. Either way, he kind of stands up and straightens his jacket. We're gonna be off. We have a quarry to hunt.
Only if you beat me there.
Yes, we do.
I would recommend that you guys sit to the side. Wouldn't want any stray bullets.
I can assure you, none of my bullets go stray.
You also look like a hair's breadth away from breaking a leg.
No, it's broken. Don't worry about that.
Luckily, he doesn't use his toes to pull the trigger, so...
I don't think we're going to be able to sit back on this one. This is a two-way street.
Didn't you say you were sending someone? Or are you the one are y'all the ones you're sending?
This is the current force of Asco. This is the current cell in the area, so yes, it would be us that would go.
How many of them are there?
There's 5 here.
I want to try to read this guy, see if he's trying to like, he like said that to like, kind of make us like, and like throw us off on the strength of Vasco or something. I want to try to read him and see if that was like a lie or he's being honest with us here.
Yeah, that does seem like a pertinent detail to confirm.
Go ahead, give me a roll.
I feel wits, so I was going to say wits and empathy. But maybe wits and subterfuge. Yeah, let's go with that.
That works too.
Would this be
2
one of those
successes.
things? Would this be one of those things more than one person could roll on? Since we have a few different people in the group that are going to be both suspicious and inclined to.
Yeah, you. Anybody that wants to can roll this, because this isn't going to be something that Vanessa can shout out. He's telling the truth. He's lying.
Right. Yeah. So
Success.
So it'd be wits and what?
What's his empathy or subterfuge?
Yeah.
We'll go with subterfuge because that one does have dots.
Same. Aha, 3.
I'm gonna spend a willpower on this one because this is different from the last day. So we'll add 3. 1.
Oh.
And Nora's just like, I don't want to be here.
No, I'm rolling. Hang on.
Okay.
I actually have pretty good subterfuge that I haven't used this far. It's just that my computer is lagging a lot.
This is the public service announcement segment of our stream where we announce that you should update your computer at least once every 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad.
Fair enough.
You're illegally your own person. You can let whatever viruses into your computer you want.
Did it go through? Did it not?
Did
I don't
not.
see anything.
How many dice are in your pool?
With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So I have a question that will be applicable.
I rolled 5.
Okay, 1 success.
Rippers or whatever, rippers or slashers, are they considered monsters mechanically?
Okay, mechanically speaking, since this is a mechanical question here, yes to both.
Okay, then I would not have spent that willpower, because it would be dumb. Actually, I'll still spend it, but I don't get, like, I messed that up. My demoralized means that I can only add 1 die instead of 3, and I can't risk willpower when dealing with a monster until I resolve my demoralized. So I need to re-roll that because I added 3 to my modifier.
It's not risking water.
If I spend willpower, I only get 1 die instead of 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not allowed to risk willpower, and I have like a -4 to my initiative rolls.
I mean, your success came off your very first die.
Yeah, so it's... Go ahead and give us the... Whoa, that was a lot of ones. Also.
We
Yeah, go
we
ahead and
had set
reroll.
in the precedents before that we
Yep.
would do the
Sure,
rerolls.
that's fine.
Oh look, I'll
Gonna
take
get tired.
I'll take 3 successes then on the reroll with less die.
For all practical and intensive purposes, everybody here can tell Oliver's not lying. That is Vasco currently in London. All units.
So he either trusts us more than he should, or he's got reason to feel very confident in letting us know that he doesn't have immediate reinforcements.
He's American.
Is it 5 total or him and 5 agents?
5 total.
Okay.
He goes now.
That's including the guy that had to get facial reconstruction, right?
That person has already been replaced. He's
Oh, he's on leave.
yes.
So there's a new guy.
Facial reconstructive surgery takes a little time.
See, that guy might have.
If I recall, that was a few weeks ago. I was still seeing. Yeah.
I think that's something that takes more than just a couple of weeks. That's probably something you're in the hospital for a month at least.
So, we're gonna hop in a helicopter to get there faster than them.
I can get it here.
Make it a race.
No.
I mean, if you think I came, if you think I came to meet Vasco without a pilot on standby, you're crazy.
Oliver makes his way for the door and, opens the door. All right, well, just make sure none of your bullets hit us and we'll do the same.
Thumbs up.
And for you,
Joke's on them. She
I'm
doesn't
gonna-
use bullets.
and for you, and he points at Vanessa. That also includes your hands, feet, and head.
All right.
He left out elbows and knees.
Elbows and knees, shoulders.
Don't worry.
Get that Muay Thai in.
Throwing some bows.
Rick's like, as the door opens, kind of looks and I assume sees Oliver like waiting out there somewhere, and kind of looks to Victor and gives him a look like, "Are we doing this?"
Victor will just kind of give you a little shake of the head and,
All right.
and negative.
I'm kind of behind the shoulders. I'm gonna look at Oliver and just kind of shake my head, or not Oliver, but I'm gonna look at God, what's his name?
Quinn?
Quinn.
Quinn. I'm gonna look at Quinn and just kind of shake my head no.
Quinn kind of looks past everybody and is kind of shakes his head as if like, I got dressed down for this.
Victor will wait behind as like everyone moves to like get a word in with our associate here.
Oh, wait.
On the way out, Rick will just be like, something came up. We've got to reschedule the conversation. Just kind of off to the side as moving.
Did I get this in a doggy bag? The food?
I don't. We probably didn't even get around to the meal. Given everything.
Yeah, we skipped drinks and went straight to the business.
As everybody moves forward, Quinn, obviously, as Victor pulls back, so to speak, So, what's going on?
Change of plans. Change of venues. And Victor will just kind of sort of lean in and inform him of we're gonna head to what was it, Canvey Island, and take this little shindig there, and just sort of, you know, as a little aside, like you're welcome to meet us there later if you want. We have some business to attend to, but we can postpone this.
He kind of says underneath his breath, so grab him out off the streets and do it. Okay, gotcha.
And just give him that $1 million smile.
He nods. I'll make my way there. My own means.
Of course. Oodaloo. And Victor will kind of hurry to catch up with the rest of the gang.
It doesn't take long to catch up because, true to Rick's word, a lot of people have been stopped dead in their tracks by the rotating blades of the helicopter, the wind. Nora seems to be having a conniption at this moment as well, as this helicopter lands in the parking lot.
For once, I think this is the appropriate use of the helicopter.
As we're walking out, Rick's gonna reach in, pull his wallet out, pull out just like a handful of $100 bills and like slap it down in front of the bartender and be like, for the inconvenience, and just keep walking. Good times.
So
We'll grab a bottle of whatever I can reach from behind the bar. Me, because I can't handle being in this helicopter again.
No, why?
You know,
Is it
there's
just-
a bar in the helicopter.
I don't want to drink Rick's booze.
As he's climbing up, he's like, "Who said you got to ride anyway?" And gets in and climbs on up.
Oh.
Fine, I guess I don't have to be there.
But you know you want pictures.
Yeah, that was a great grainy footage there.
Kind of in the doors, people are climbing in. She's making her decision. Like people are climbing in. He starts doing like a countdown. He's like holds up like 10 fingers, 9 fingers,
All
8
aboard!
fingers.
I drink half of the bottle and then I go in the helicopter. Just like glut, 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 glut.
make me a stamina check.
Your pictures are gonna be as blurry as you can see.
Oh my.
Let's find out.
Just straight stamina, nothing else.
Stamina.
Chug, chug.
Hang
I wish
on.
I could help with this role, but there's not really much I can do for your liver.
Emotional support.
Yeah.
She'll hold your
Alright.
hair back if you start vomiting.
Oh, that's what girlfriends are for.
Oh wait, you still got lag?
Yeah. Did it go through? Not yet.
No, not
No.
yet.
No, I
Yeah.
haven't seen anything.
Did you try
One
your
day,
freshman roll 20?
someday.
Sorry, guys.
There,
Oh, there it is.
one
There.
success.
Oh, yeah.
You're feeling surprisingly good. You're warm, you know.
Smooth.
I'm half Scottish.
So it's a good day. It's warm. As the helicopter raises up into the air, you do see the ground vehicles of Vasco begin to take off as the helicopter reaches a decent distance to actually get out of the parking lot. Or decent altitude. There we go. That's the correct word.
Hey Rick, can we stop at my place real quick? I want to pick something up.
Are you serious right now?
What do you have to pick
Yeah.
up? Gloves?
Well,
That's what I've been working on.
that is a good question. on what we all have on us, what we're bringing into this.
Rick would just kind of like reach behind his back, pull his pistol out, and shake it.
Yeah, I just want to get some stuff, like my usual gear.
You don't have usual gear, Vanessa.
Yeah,
You're wearing it. It's
it's attached. This is your gear.
Actually, dude, Vanessa does actually carry stuff on her. I just never really brought super up when she's on a hunt. She's got like handcuffs, like ropes, you know, the kind of stuff that a hunter uses during a hunt.
Yeah, Rick would just have his gun, and he'd have his he'll kind of like pull like the collar down and kind of point to like almost like an Under Armour style clothing. Be like, I'm good. I got what I need.
Yeah, she just wants to grab her go bag.
I mean, I've got stuff. Sure.
I think Nathan would have grabbed his go bag out of his trunk before getting in the helicopter.
That's where a proper go bag belongs. With you. I'll just kind of give the pilot the nod and change the add kind of that to the GPS coordinates for the flyby.
Yeah.
Like make it quick. I mean, I've got a bag here.
Yeah, no, you don't have what I need.
All right, so
we planned for this.
So here's what we'll do.
So she like jumps out like when the helicopter like lands. Oh, you were about to say something. Sorry.
I was gonna say we'll hook you up to a harness and we'll just drop you down, grab your shovel, pull you right back up.
It's funny that she's telling the gadget guy, "You don't got what I need."
Yeah, Rick's looking a little confused. Like, are you sure about that? Like,
yes. Don't worry, it's gonna be fun. It's a fun surprise.
You're getting the armor. Yeah. As the GM, you're getting the armor.
We know.
So
yeah, but when the helicopter lands, she like quickly hops off, quickly like runs into like this apartment she's given Rick the address to, and like comes running out like a duffel bag. It's a big duffel bag, and you can as she comes running up, you hear like some like clanking, like maybe like metal, and she just like hurls it into the helicopter, and just like sounds like a big like bag of like metal plates, and she hops in. Okay, I got what I need, and
bring all your pots and pans.
It sounds like.
Did you grab the bag of iron?
Yes, I was gonna say it sounds like the bags that you pulled out from underneath the floorboard.
No, and I open it up, and yeah, maybe to Rick's surprise, it's like a full suit of medieval plate armor. Got this guy on eBay like a couple of days ago. Been really wanting to try it out.
Are you high again?
Not this time.
But I'm about to be.
I don't understand what's happening right now, Vanessa.
I think you look really cool, Vanessa. And I shoot a glance at Rick. Like, shut up.
You're going to literally go medieval on their ass.
Yes.
Oh, you'll need it.
If we were at a bar and you made that joke, I'd buy you a drink. Everything I know about that, and she kind of points to the bag, or he points to the bags, is kind of begins and ends with like the crappy D&D movies I've seen. But don't you need help putting that on from someone who knows how to help you put that on?
Yeah.
I looked on YouTube.
There's buckles, and so it's kind of obvious because like there's a strap and a buckle like for each area, and they pretty obviously match where they go.
I don't see a wire or a keyboard. Nothing about this is obvious.
the helicopter is, of course, flying during this conversation.
Yes.
Just
Yep. Is she putting it on or attempting to put it on mid-flight?
We might want to save that for when we actually find the location.
I'm saving that for later.
Okay.
But there's actually a bunch of other crap in there as well.
But speaking of that, I think Victor's going to try and use this flight time, since we're on the subject of protection and equipment, to share what he knows about this thing, considering he's faced it before. Clearly didn't deal with the problem the last time, but I imagine Victor knows a few things about this. and we'll share any relevant information he has from the last encounter.
So, give me intelligence plus occult here. This is essentially what you learned last time.
Sure. I will spend a willpower on this.
It goes in walls.
Let's see here. Intelligence. And occult. Two successes.
So, though Pooter was of course joking when he said, well, it goes into walls. That one is quite obvious. However, you also know one major thing. This particular thing is egg bearing. And whenever it moves through the walls, it's laying eggs. Most of the eggs are infertile, most of the time. At least the last time you faced it. You can't be 100% certain of that now.
But yes, Victor will share what he knows about this thing. The ability to phase through walls. It's been demonstrated in its capacity to reproduce. That's nesting, presumably, in this place. But I think Victor would remind everyone that we're not here to hunt this right now. Our priority should be evacuating the hostage. We can kill the thing later when we're more prepared.
I agree.
Is this a layer? Just kind of Rick, like he's thinking about it, is this a layer? He said out loud. Is this thing's layer?
Looks like it is now.
Did
It's
Jasper
laying eggs there. It's nesting.
Did Jasper hand us a layer?
Two birds, one stone. Jasper and a new monster. Hopefully. Maybe there is a silver lining to this.
Remind me to thank him before I kill him.
I don't get to him first.
What was that?
If I don't get to him first.
Oh.
It's a race then. Want to put odds on it? Want to bet?
Well, that's...
It's more fun when there's a bet.
It's also more fun when we work as a team and not against each other.
For a bet.
Oh my god! Shut up, Rick!
Let's just focus on the hostage, can we?
Sure.
Our murdering plans can come later.
That sure sounded like Rick made the bet with himself in his own head. I don't care if you didn't make the bet with me or not. I'm still gonna get to him first.
So I'm torn because on one hand, virtue loyal. On the other hand, he's a competitor.
And arrogant.
Well, I don't see the arrogance playing into this particular one, but competitor versus loyal. Rick wants to make the bet because the arrogance tells him he can win, like, hands down. Like, he's just trying to get a guaranteed win.
So this flight's only probably going to take 30 minutes to an hour.
That's way too long.
However, it isn't.
I know, being in a confined space with Rick, this, it's nauseating.
And not just any confined space, but a space that he owns.
Really? That long?
That's in the air. I'm like this the entire time.
There would be a little bit of a hang up with stopping over at Vanessa's place.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah, I imagine the pilot is in the helicopter, has to fly it over to this location, then we fly to Vanessa's, and then we fly there. That probably eats some time.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of a routing.
On the plus side, we get to bypass the London traffic.
London traffic
makes it
is not an
best.
issue in the air. That much is true. So, with that, you are above the island, so to speak. And your pilot kind of just goes, so, I need kind of an LZ. Where am I landing here?
I think this is maybe a good time, since we have an aerial visual, maybe we can try and identify some like likely positions for this, because you said it was like mixed use area. I think nothing better than a bird's eye view, perhaps, to pick out possible warehouses.
Now is where we run the identification tactic.
All right. Yeah, try to, comb through everything we know. Do some Googling searches, and I don't know what everybody else is doing.
So-
Primary is intelligence plus occult, but which is actually a really good dice pool for me, but I can't risk willpower, so it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, you can't lead. Yeah.
I think Victor's and Nora's are both very good too, though.
I can do it if need be.
Cecil can as well.
All right, well, those are all who can. Who is going to?
Victor has 6 dice
Should be Victor.
on the roll. Yes, for primary, if primary.
So that sounds like Victor's leading.
Yeah, sounds like it.
I
Well,
can. I was gonna say I can do wits occult research to support.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that too.
That one allows 3.
I'll jump on that.
So that's 2 for that.
And then someone, let's see.
And I
Someone
imagine
either has to do collecting evidence or tailing the target, which
Can't-
Cecil's pool is the same, whether it's wits and occult or wits and investigation, so he can fulfill that collecting evidence portion.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 dice in wits investigation.
that is mini dice.
So I can help with that too.
I got 3 in wits investigation.
You're not doing that.
I'm not doing that. Sorry. What?
We're doing the ID tactic.
ID. Okay.
Yeah. Wits occult's not great, but it's at least it's more than 1. So
All right, so those that are supporting, we have 1 extra success from 2.
there's 1 from me.
Hang on, it's loading.
So who all is collecting evidence?
I think that was Cecil.
Nora was as well.
Nora was. Okay, Nora
Yeah.
and Cecil.
Did it go?
It has not shown up yet.
Ay, jeez.
So if other people want to roll while we... There, it just came out 0.
Ow!
Sorry.
Out
What
of
are the dice
7
pools left
dice.
over?
So we have a total of
Either-
4.
Wits investigation or wits occult or wits stealth.
The wit stealth doesn't really make sense here. There's no
Yeah, that's
target to
fine.
tail.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's investigation or occult? It's the same pool. So
It would be investigation because we already have 3 people doing the research.
alrighty, investigation it is.
Well,
5
then.
successes on 3 dice. Goodness gracious.
you
That's
remember
probably gonna
last
be the best
session?
roll I've seen.
You remember last session where we couldn't get 3 successes on 13 dice?
Yeah. Found them.
You did.
So
That's
that's
what we
9
found.
successes total for you,
All right.
Victor.
9 XP. All right, I will risk the willpower to activate this, and this is a favorite tactic for us, so it's 8 again. And it's, what is it, intelligence?
Intelligence occult plus 9 on 8 again.
All right, well, let's hope this turns out well.
What's your dice pool on this total?
6. 3 intelligence, 3 occult.
So 15 on 8 again.
Yeah, it's 9 extra dice, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, moment of truth.
Exceptional.
Exceptional.
Very nice.
So you learn 2 pieces of specific information.
It's opposed though, right? Yeah, it's opposed.
Yeah, it's
versus-
opposed, but unique factors here have to be considered, so it's not.
Yep. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I suppose it's not exactly aware of our existence to hide from. So exceptional success, 2 pieces. Obviously, location would be pertinent.
So, for that, I want to answer who finds it. The investigation crew. As you have this kind of bird's eye view, as you get towards the very end, where the Oyster Creek dumps into the Hadla Ray, very near the Island Yacht Club, you notice a building kind of a little bit further back off the road. Now, this building is a nondescript warehouse, with the exception of you see totems put up around the building. They look like some sort of tribal fetishes, almost. And they are definitely set up in a very specific pattern. It's not one of these things that, some kids stuck some weird stuff around this building. No, this was very deliberately set up that way.
For those of you looking, it's like on the far eastern end.
Yeah. So this is at the yacht club?
It's a little bit, it would be northeast of the yacht club.
Okay.
I have
So
it tagged.
Oh. Can I get the link to that map again? I was just looking at regular Google Maps.
Somebody would like to link that map to him. Also, actually, hold up. This might be a fun little thing for... Actually, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to post links up on Dork Tales, so I won't do that. I was gonna say... I was gonna throw the map up so everybody could see it. Anyways, it is definitely not haphazardly placed. So, if it's not going down here, I mean, somebody needs to play the lottery because, well, odds are...
So once that's done,
However, you guys get a second piece of information.
And I believe also the success. I mean, it's obvious that it's a monster, but it does state that you can figure out if the target is a human, hunter, supernatural, and if it is the supernatural, like the generic type of it. Do we have a generic type for this, or is it like a unique, specific, like, creature?
It's a very unique and specific creature.
Okay.
we have the location.
I think maybe anchor?
Anchor?
If that is pertinent to it.
It does not have an anchor. It is not an ephemeral entity.
So that leaves either an aspiration or the identity of a character important to it.
Let's maybe go with aspiration. At least we can get some semblance of what its motivation is, and we might be able to use that to our advantage.
It's an intelligent creature. It does not like leaving loose ends. And as such, having somebody that survived their last encounter with it, 2 people, it's more than happy to see them brought back for another shot. So, aspiration, tie up loose ends.
Interesting. That does give us a lure, perhaps. Though it's not exactly my forte.
You want to be bait?
No, we're not hunting it right now. We're just trying to get in and out.
We just need to get in and out, yes. I
Well,
agree.
yeah. Not hunting it now. Yeah.
But absolutely later.
I think it might be pertinent to leave the ward in place.
If that's keeping it there, then yes. Definitely.
Well,
Helicopter's not exactly a quiet insert, though.
yes, we might want to set it down a bit further out.
There's an airport just to the north of here.
We don't want to be too far. We don't have a car.
I mean, there is a wide open park area just to the north of the creek.
There
That's
are a
probably
number
fair.
of parks around here, yeah.
We just need to touch down for a minute. I'll keep him in the air until we're ready to fall out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we got a choice of a couple of cricket fields around here, it seems.
Yeah, there's honestly quite a bit of landing zone.
Rick's like, cricket's dumb. Land on one of those.
It is dumb, I agree.
Nope. Nobody's ever said they liked cricket anyway.
Nobody has. I don't understand. There's people
Oh.
who do it. Who've watched that.
And
And I come from like a massive cricket nation as well. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, just like go around
Strange.
chirping all the time and stuff. Is it just like rub y'all's back legs together, make weird sounds like on the street? No, just me.
Yeah, I think that's
Anyways.
just you.
Anyway.
This is Rick kind of like whistling in the dark as they're getting ready to move in. But once we're ready, yeah, go time.
Yeah.
It does seem like you've beaten Vasco here, but you're not sure by how much.
I'd hope so. I mean, Vanessa couldn't have taken more than like 5 to 7 minutes, and it's only like 35 miles from downtown London to here. So
It's
Yeah,
like an
so-
hour or so drive, yeah.
So we're going inside, are we?
yep,
All
we
right.
get in. We get
All
we got a
right.
picture. Who are we looking for? Who do I not shoot?
Is there a significant vantage point in the area?
Outside, there is another building off to the side that you could probably get on top of.
I would like to be up on top of something, yes.
Cecil, I know you tend to like to climb things as well.
Yeah. Could be a good idea to cover
Nope.
more ground, so to speak.
Though, to be fair, you're also probably our fastest and most nimble member of the cell. If anyone's going to be able to get in and out quickly, if shit hits the fan, it's probably you.
I've intended to grab the innocent and get them out.
Okay. So, have you guys actually entered the location yet?
I'm gonna.
No, I assume we're gonna sit down like a block or two away, where like in a district like this, like it's not gonna be like obscenely loud, especially for somebody inside a building like that, but close enough that we can, run those blocks in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
And probably these conversations are like as we're moving into land, kind of, keeping our mind off of it, kind of keeping calm with chit chat before we hit the ground and take off.
Just so I know, what time is it? Like, is this like 8 p.m. or is this like towards like midnight? Like, what's the kind of like local activity like in terms of time?
This would probably be pushing 8, 9 p.m.
Okay, so some people are probably still outside right now.
Yes, it was a dinner, so it was definitely later in the day.
Yeah, it's not. Okay. Just wanted to
Confirm.
figure that out. Yeah.
Do we get Vanessa geared up? I assume we get Vanessa geared up once we locate the spot.
People help Vanessa put on her armor.
Yeah, I want to give this a whirl.
I hunt monsters, and this is the weirdest thing I've ever done.
Welcome to the Abbey.
Oh no. Oh, here we go. This is gonna be fun.
Weird British people.
Vanessa, are you just charging in?
Should have gotten the shield. Ah, man, that would have been cool.
It also
add
would have
art
taken up
immediately.
one of your hands.
I
But
still have my-
then she could shield
man.
punch people.
Oh my god. You're thinking, Rick.
Rick's like, I've seen crappy fantasy movies. I read like the books about things.
I think
Stuff.
while we're making our way there, I think it's not exactly our forte, but I think there's another tactic we could pull here that would be very appropriate. The sweep tactic.
Oh yeah, I was looking at sweep when we were deciding what tactics.
That would be a good one.
That's perfect for like this, right?
Yeah, it seems like it would be.
It starts out by saying sneaking into monster lairs to find human hostages or steal powerful tomes from blah 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 blah. Like the first sentence is literally what we're doing. Yeah.
Sneaking into layers to find hostages.
So yeah, I think that's appropriate.
All right. I guess we have to figure out who's leading this. I don't mind being first in to lead it. It's wits and composure.
Wits composure for the leader. I guess we put it together, roll it, see what happens, and then kind of narrate based on the dice results.
Yep. Pretty much.
Cecil's got 7 for wits and composure.
And then the others are strength and athletics, or dexterity and larceny, or wits and investigation or survival.
What was the larceny one?
Dex and larceny, for opening portals.
I can do that.
Yeah,
I
strength and
have 6
athletics.
die.
Yeah, strength, athletics, or dexterity and larceny for opening portals, and then for a different avenue, wits and investigation or wits and survival for spotting hiding places or traps.
All right, so who's leading?
It sounds like Cecil is. I'll help with strength and athletics.
And that is for opening. Okay.
Opening portals. Actually, apparently.
So
Um,
Well, we can have 5 people doing that. So.
Yep.
Yeah, we should be good on on whatever method people choose.
My highest pull is Dex Larceny, but I don't think we need too many people doing that. We kind of want to spread it out,
Well,
right?
If you said that like to find traps and stuff, it was like wits, investigation, right? And then I have trained observer that gives me an extra 3 dice.
What's
That's
in
for
there?
perception.
Perception, specifically.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those things. This doesn't count as perception, so that doesn't apply.
No.
Yeah, it's a boo thing. You know what? I'm the GM. I'd say it's okay in this situation.
All right.
It-
TM call.
It makes sense.
As long as it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Yeah. The rules
And is
of
this
book
a
can't
9
account for
again
every
or an 8
situation.
again?
No,
No, this is not a tactic that we're favored.
So-
Yeah, we're identification, lure, and capture are our 3 favorites.
Yes. I get a +1 on this roll here, and it's also rote.
because it's a
Which
strength.
luckily I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 2 successes from me.
Okay.
Oh, why did it roll dex too for me?
Yeah, I was gonna say
I was
Mills
gonna-
rolled some extra
Hang on,
dice
let me
there.
reroll. That was weird.
So Rick will be strength and athletics for opening portals as well.
It's not as good.
I can do Dex Larceny, also opening portals. That would be. I won't be on the roof, but
Victor will help with strength and athletics.
So
Three.
everybody's opening portals. Nobody's looking for hidden spots.
No, I was. looking
oh,
at
okay.
it.
Nora was
okay.
covering.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, strength and.
Let's see it like kind of like a. It sounds like kind of like a spread out, split up, come in multiple directions with Nora coming in behind somebody and then doing like a quick scan and guide.
So I have 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, sorry. I have to re-roll that. I still had.
Oh,
oh yeah, 80.
Okay.
Roll 20 does the thing where it doesn't want to reset the 8 again. Like I have to manually like reload the website. 'cause
What
it
a
just-
sad
I mean-
roll to.
I know, right?
No.
What a waste.
7 successes on 4 dice. Oh yeah.
All right, I reset. Hopefully that'll reset the sheet. I don't know why it sticks like that, but
I have. It's whoever. This one's probably actually not even roll 20. It's whoever coded this sheet because this isn't a roll 20 sheet.
true.
I might actually have somebody look into it. All right.
So that's 7.
1, 2, 5, 6. It would be 8 because that's 2 successes, right, Vanessa?
2 successes from me. Yep.
Because even if she
Plus
fails a
one.
roll, she counts it as 1 success.
No, I have to succeed on the roll to get that.
Oh, okay.
It just
I get plus
adds
1.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay.
have to, any strength-based roll I succeed at, I get an extra success.
Okay.
Which
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
What is that?
Gods.
Nathan stole all the rolls.
I guess I stole all the rolls.
15 dice, 1
One.
success.
Amazing.
Is this a
My bad.
versus?
I mean, they all are, right?
Like all tactics are versus.
This is contested.
Uh,
Well, it says instant or instant and contested.
it's going to be instant in this case, and there is a very, very specific reason for that. So, who's for? Probably the people breaking or picking locks are the first ones in. So,
Doors.
Nope. the people opening the door just open the door, and the people that are the best with their guns are right next to that person, and they go in first.
Yeah.
so
So whoever Rick's paired with, Rick would probably be the first one to the door.
It probably.
and then whoever Nathan's paired with, the same thing.
Yeah.
So, Nathan and Rick are the first ones in, essentially.
Probably.
Soldiers first.
Yeah.
But into like two different.
You don't want me, the person in full plate mail, going in first?
People that have military experience should be doing the military exercise.
Okay, Mom.
As you take one step in, you immediately hear underneath your boots.
Is it dark in here?
It is relatively dark, yes.
Y'all have tactical flashlights on those handguns?
Handguns.
Well,
Mine does not have a tactical flashlight on it, I don't think, because it's got like a high-end scope on the top, and it's got like a laser dot on the bottom, and then like the silencer and everything. So I don't see a flashlight being on there in addition to that, but we had our go bags and stuff, and we would have like small, I can imagine small handheld flashlights in the go bags. And yeah, that exact thing you just did.
Yep. As soon as those lights click on and you point them down at the ground, you see that the floor is writhing in palish blue-white slugs.
Gross.
Well, these were nice shoes.
That's gross. Moving on in.
Each step is a rather disgusting squelching noise.
That's gross, but I've cleaned horse stalls.
Who's with who, by the way? Does that matter?
I'll be right behind you guys.
Kinda,
Clunk, clunk.
Whoever's with Rick, kind of hear me muttering about it. Like, we're gonna burn this place later. This is disgusting.
Kill it with fire.
Kill it with fire. Exactly.
Luckily, who's ever with Vanessa, the sound of squelching is muted by the sound of the armor clanking.
Yaha!
Unless somebody thinks different, I picture like Vanessa and Nora together, and then like Victor and Nathan, and then like Cecil and Rick, like the three pairs breaching in 3 different points. Does that make the most sense to everybody, or is there a better suggestion?
Fine by me.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm good. Oh, whatever.
what is Victor armed with?
Glad
Wait.
you asked.
True.
Victor did come armed to the previous occasion, expecting potential violence. He has a tool he hasn't had the chance to show off yet, but he kind of rolls back his sleeve a bit and pops a little blade out of his wrist, a little hidden blade.
Okay, that's
Assassin's Creed style.
I was gonna say, are you wearing a white overcoat with like red trim in it?
Nothing quite that
You went shopping with Vanessa, didn't you?
extravagant.
Master Altair.
Hey, it's in the book. I could not take it. It's too cool.
That's awesome.
Should let me play with that later. See if I can maybe tweak it a bit.
And question for the ST is, are there like regular house type things in here? Like
No,
furnishings and
as stated, this is more like a warehouse.
Okay. So I'm more asking of because Cecil has the improvised weapon stuff going on, and so I'm just asking if there's like pipes or bricks or tools or just stuff laying around.
There's definitely stuff laying around.
Okay.
And I mean, if push came to shove, you could obviously pick up a slug and use that to bludgeon somebody with it.
You know, I did give you a literal portable nail gun a while back.
They are.
You did.
They are roughly the size of your forearm. So.
Oh my.
Jeez. Okay.
I don't know what that is, but it stopped being a slug when it outgrew my thumb.
Yeah, I mean, Cecil still has a handgun, but you know, I'm just Just making sure there's options out there.
Keeping your options open. Makes sense.
So yeah, let's. We've reached. Now it's time for, I guess this part of the role would be Nora's thing. I guess kind of everybody's like scanning, but Nora's the one that did like the perception part, right?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Which means
For the narrative, I don't know. However we want to move forward with it. I was just thinking.
Nora
She's having
seems
a-
exceedingly distressed about.
yes, she's having a great time with that perception.
All them slugs.
She can see all the slugs.
How many slugs are there?
Oh!
1, 2, 3.
One slug, two slug, blue slug, red slug. No, I don't like this. I feel like I'm trying not to climb on top of Vanessa. Like, it's taking everything I have to not just, like, piggyback on Vanessa. No.
No, get me off the ground. I don't want to touch it. No. Oh.
Oh, gross. Taking photos that I won't look at later.
So is this warehouse a large open area indoors, or is it rooms and hallways?
So, the main area is your standard open warehouse, but it does have a back office area.
So we can see pretty quick in this main area that there's like nothing but slugs. Is what you're
writhing around on the ground, yeah, making, kind of
Wishy.
yeah, mushy noises as they kind of move over each other, Occasionally from the catwalks above, you'll see one of them fall.
No, they're on two.
There too.
You're there everywhere.
On the
Pop
wall.
Squish.
which I'm sure that makes a great plopping sound when they come down.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
yes.
sure.
Lap.
Yeah, absolutely.
As they land
You're
on top
welcome,
of each
Mills,
other.
You're welcome.
Most uncomfortable ASMR session.
This makes me so happy.
I hate
Lead
it.
fetish? Alright.
This is awesome.
When we get in, like all the lights kind of hit, and Rick sees Nora. He's gonna be like, "You should try to get some video. That way you get the sound."
Oh my god.
The chat is asking for the slug ASMR.
No.
Yes.
So, with that, let's go ahead and focus on it was Vanessa and Nora together.
Yeah.
Well, as stated, luckily, Nora, you don't have to deal with the sound of stepping on slugs because, well, Vanessa's clanging.
Perfect.
Clink, clink, clink,
But
clink. Come on,
You
give me
still feel
something
the
to punch.
squishing underneath your feet.
Stop.
Like
It's
like
like
what?
stepping in like dog poo. If you ever done that, like
But-
squish.
But like repeatedly.
Yeah.
Are they big enough that when you squish them, like they make like one of the squealy, like a squealy noise, like as like the gases and stuff are pushed out, like a balloon, like a,
Like a
We need all
like
the
when you,
details.
like when you do a crawfish broil,
All right. Calm down, people here.
We should move on from the soundscape.
We just have to, we have to make sure that the tableau is appropriately presented
Yeah.
to the viewers.
Let's move
And
on
to
before
Mills.
Victor gets any idea about cooking these for dinner.
Escargot.
Oh no, Victor. He's like putting one in his pocket for later. God.
That's a good one. Steak.
Stated,
Oh
they're
my
like the
gosh.
size of your forearm.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, Vanessa and Nora, you would have entered into the hallways, the more office-oriented place, as that would probably be where you were more needed, as offices tend to have far more doorways.
Hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
essentially what you would assume an office hallway looks like. Doors on the left and the right. It doesn't look like it's the same hallway as the one from Victor's video.
Okay. Any damsels in distress, I hear?
You don't hear anything other than what sounds like a massive writhing.
Okay. Gross.
Do some jumping jacks, Vanessa. Like, I don't want to hear the right
Clang harder, clang harder.
This is a stealth mission.
Not anymore.
Yeah, so, like, what room am I in now?
It's a hallway. Yeah, it's a hallway.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'll just go down it, clanging, looking like around corners, trying to find who we're trying to here for, or maybe fight a monster. Honestly, I don't really care too much about this hostage. I kind of just want to fight a monster in this plate armor. Like, the opportunity came, and I'm gonna make the best use of it if I can.
As you make your way, Nora following behind you, because at least then she doesn't have to step on one of these things if she follows your footsteps.
Yeah, I'm stepping directly on, like, Vanessa's footprints on the squelching. Gods. I hate it. I hate it here!
As you...
Thank you, Rick!
As you finish your search of this particular hallway, the rooms are very much what you would expect. They have usually a desk, a chair, a computer, and then, well, a mass of slugs.
Yeah, the usual.
However, usually in these rooms is also what looks to be like a gigantic, probably about 4 foot tall, 3 foot wide conch shell in each of these rooms.
Okay.
However,
If we blow it,
it doesn't look... It almost looks to be made of the same material, I use that term loosely, as the slugs. So they're these kind of palish, blue, white, fleshy looking shell things.
maybe if we blow on it, we can summon some deep ones or something.
I am not putting my mouth on that. Like, be my guest. Like,
Maybe they're eggs. Yeah, maybe. Would I be able to like make like an occult roll or something to like kind of like figure out what these things are? Like,
You
I've never
can
seen like something like this.
You can certainly make an occult roll here.
What would that be? Intelligence, wits?
Intelligence plus occult at -2.
Ah,
Do I
sweet. No success.
I'll do
No
one
idea.
too. Hang on.
Is this one of those everybody? Well, is this about the conch shells or just the slugs in general?
I think this was specifically about the conch shells.
Yeah, conch shells.
I don't think anybody really cares about the slugs because they die when you step on them.
I care about them. I just don't want to know about them.
I got
your
2
Malik
successes.
chef cares about them.
Melina's got it.
So, with 2 successes, you kind of lean your head in, and you do not like inside the conch shell, but like inside the room with the conch shell.
Okay.
And you definitely see in where, you know, essentially where the hermit crab would hide inside of its shell, you definitely see fleshy bits moving around inside the shell.
Gross.
I want to get a better look. I smashed one of these things open.
I take photos of that while it's happening. I would took a photo of like the inside of the thing, and then if Vanessa's gonna smash it, I'm just gonna.
So, give me a strength check. And this is not a
strength
combat
stuff.
roll, so strength performance counts here.
Strength performance counts all the time. All right. 7, 8. Let me double check. I think I have +1 there. Rope benefit. I'm not pulling anything. Okay, cool. So this is 8 dice. It's rote. Which is 1, 2, 3.
Reroll
4,
those
5,
4
6,
ones.
7. 4 successes.
4 successes. So you kind of rip this thing open like this, you you tear it apart. And
What's inside?
what appears to be... Oh, what's the best way to describe how this thing tears open? As you tear it open, have you ever seen that fruit that you can like peel apart with your hands, and then the inside has like all these little fibers that are kind of stringy looking?
Oh, like a fig?
Is a
Like maybe like a mandarin?
is
That's a fig thing?
Or is it a jackfruit?
I think it might.
Those are disgusting on the inside. Yes,
Yeah,
Jackfruit are nasty.
they are.
yeah,
And
Jack.
they smell like feet. It's like, why would you eat this? Who saw that and was like,
Hungry people.
Yes, it's the jackfruit that I'm thinking of when you kind of rip it apart. That type of look, except for their like pale whitish blue tentacles, kind of writhing about.
Nice.
the the bottle that I swallowed before getting in the helicopter is trying to make its way back.
Would you like to make a stamina check to hold that in?
Yep.
With only 2 stamina, Nora will eventually fail this roll.
Let's find out.
And there it is. Wait, no, that's a cult.
That's a stamina
Fail-
cult. But
fail
still,
anyway.
a failure.
Still failed.
Give me just the pure stamina, though. That was the...
That's the rule.
What's
Hey!
the class?
You're able to swallow the vomit as these tentacles are still moving, by the way. They're kind of wriggling in the air.
Probably in what seems like an unhappy way, since their home just got ripped open, or maybe their body that they're connected to. Who even knows what that is?
I tell Vanessa, don't let Victor see this because there might be our next entree at his house. Gross. So gross. Do we take samples?
You take
Do you have
pictures.
the stomach to take samples?
I don't, but Vanessa's here.
Ooh.
We might have to come back for that. I don't know if we brought our sampling equipment on this.
So, Cecil and Victor, you two were paired together.
Catwalk?
I thought I was paired with.
Oh.
Nathan?
Thought it was with,
Oh,
Nathan and Victor, right?
okay. So it'll
Yeah.
be Rick and Cecil then.
Yes.
Catwalks?
Catwalks.
I like having height advantage.
As you find
Rick
your
looks
way,
for like a ladder or a set of like industrial steps or something because he can't climb the way.
That's especially because in some warehouses the offices are open roofed, so the catwalks might give us a good view.
At a minimum, a lot of them are like they'll be like up on the second story with like the big giant window panes and stuff to overlook the floor, like a boss.
both of you find your various ways up. You find very much a similar situation as a lot of the people downstairs find. You guys find the catwalks just completely covered in these slugs, and occasionally your movement disturbs one and causes it to fall off the catwalk, which you then hear this kind of, flopping sound as it lands down below.
But let's also not forget that catwalks are typically like a honeycombed kind of a structure, so when we step on one, it's kind of like an apple slicer.
Yep.
I love you, Cecil. I'm actually picturing it's more, the ones where you can put like the potato on and slam it, and it does it into the French fries. It's like
yeah.
that.
Yep.
But if you were to do Jello,
Yeah.
Yep, pretty much.
But,
You just ruined Jello forever. I hope you know.
You're welcome.
God.
well, welcome to our game of the Hunter, everybody, on Dork Tales.
Things have gotten
Gross.
attractive.
Juicy.
That's what I call a sticky situation.
Oh.
We were in a bar and you made that joke, I'd buy you a drink.
On a roll.
All right, so you guys are just looking for vantage points at this point?
I mean, rather than going door to door on the first floor, getting high up on a catwalk and being able to scout from above. Because, Cecil's here looking for the innocent.
Yeah.
I don't know what everybody else is here for, but that's what Cecil's doing.
You do notice, both of you would notice this, and it is somewhat concerning. Each step not only is accompanied by a squelching sound as you rain innards down on those below you, it's also accompanied by the creaking of the catwalk. Both of you can assume there's probably a considerable amount of weight on these catwalks.
I'm okay with this.
Cecil will be...
Neither of us are very large gentlemen, and Cecil's light of foot.
to say the least.
And every time we take a step, there's less weight than there was before.
Not quite sure we should be...
Losing Mills.
Do you need to make another stamina roll?
So...
But also, while we're up here, I imagine that that flashlight can illuminate the upper areas pretty quick to make sure that
Probably.
what we're looking for is below.
Yeah, it definitely grants a bit more light from being that high up. Or, not more light, but you know what I mean. Greater range?
Yeah, we can get a better spread.
Better field
Spread.
of view.
Thank you, spread. That's
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
You keep giving me cool slug descriptions. I'll keep helping you find all the other English words you can't get to.
Well, for you two, as you explore the catwalks, it's not much that you find up here. It is pretty much just catwalks up here. So, obviously, before you find what you exactly look for, Nathan and Victor.
So I assume the large area is the only place left.
Yep, the large main area.
And it's, filled with lovely, lovely sounds.
And occasionally the droplets.
Plop.
Yep, and the droplets, because they would be in the large area above you.
Yeah, Nathan is making sure not to be directly below them. So he's
What,
gonna...
you don't want a slug shower?
No, I'm good. Good. All right, so large open area.
Machines, factory type machines here.
Okay,
Where
so
we're when I say factory type, I don't mean like actual assembly lines. We're talking like conveyor belts, chains to move things from one area to another. It looks like whatever this place dealt with was heavy enough that they needed heavy equipment to move it about the warehouse.
I'm gonna like maybe a packing and shipping facility where like you take in stuff, sort, move,
Yeah.
box, and then ship out like local delivery, like a what do they call them, last mile distribution center
More or
kind of
less.
deal. Cool.
Well, they're not going to be using it for that for a while. Okay, so large area, bunch of machines covered in slugs. Nathan is going to be making his way, well, basically clearing the whole big area, like kind of snaking his way, blind spots, looking for anything hiding where he doesn't want it to be. And then while doing that, making his way toward the office area.
Victor will follow behind you. You know more of this than he does, so he'll let you take the lead on that. But I imagine he's none too pleased at his ultra bespoke Maurice Sedwell suit being now irredeemably tainted with slug juice. Really wishing he would have brought the sewer suit for this occasion, but
Weird enough.
a bit beyond that point now.
So, for Victor, this is far worse than it was the first time. The last time you encountered this thing, it had infested a small house. This is on a scale, obviously, much larger. Nathan, every time you find basically a corner, something that essentially is a corner, closed in on three sides, you find one of those conch pipe shells.
Okay. So, shining a light on it, I'll whisper to Victor, "What the hell is that?"
And I think Victor will just kind of lean in and kind of whisper back, "I think that was the eggs I had mentioned. They're a bit larger than they were last time."
It. How big is this thing we're hunting, or we're not hunting?
Let's just say it was a nuisance before. This is a full-blown infestation.
And with that, we're gonna switch back to Nora and Vanessa real quick. As you come to the end of the hallway, I want to ask, because this changes how I phrase a specific sentence very, very specifically. Nora, are you in the front or are you still behind?
Oh, 100% behind it. I'm like
You hear
this close to Vanessa. Just try not to look anywhere.
you hear footsteps behind you, but not any squishing sounds. It sounds like feet on hardwood.
I spin around really fast.
As you spin around, you see what appears to be an individual in very dark brown robes. And he reaches out one hand, and a blast of whitish blue fleshy bits emerges from his arm and fire towards your face. And that is where we are going to call this session. We want to thank Dork Tales for having us on. We want to do our very special thanks for, I hope everybody is joining the Onyx Con that is going on. And we will see everybody back next week on the regular channel, the Onyx Path. You can also find me over at Wyverian on YouTube and Twitch. Until then, see everybody next time.
Bye.
Bye.